Hello, hello, my friends. How are you? I'm just going to check my sound here in my earpiece for one quick second. If you all could just give me a thumbs up that you can hear me. I feel out of practice this evening for some reason, and I thought I got all the buttons and everything right. So if I can get a thumbs up or a little shout out in the chat, if you can hear me, that would be greatly appreciated. And I think we are all set. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I feel I'm solo this evening. My poor dear friend Walter is sick this evening with a very major sinus headache and very painful, and he's like, I am not gonna make it. So we're running solo. He's extremely disappointed. He says hi to everybody. Hello, everybody. Hey, Jay. I see now people are chatting away. Luann, hello, hello. Brandon, welcome, Brandon. I hope I didn't miss anybody. kind of popping up there. Shirley, hello everybody. I'm getting the thumbs up, so I appreciate it. Um, yeah, Walter's extremely disappointed. He had an amazing card to show you guys this evening, and so he will get it posted. And you'll see it on the Instagram, and he'll get it posted for everybody to see. But we were super excited. We are doing a celebrate theme this evening. We are extremely honored to have been asked to help celebrate Brutus Monroe's 11-year anniversary. And I can tell you from a previous business owner standpoint, you hit 5 years, you hit 10, and you go above that. It's a big accomplishment, especially as a small business owner. So I just personally want to give a shout out to Christopher Allen, the entire team at Brutus Monroe. You guys are amazing. Our entire design team this year and previous years, amazing. So we're here to celebrate tonight, and we are getting out the Celebrate Flowers stamp set to do so. But we're gonna go easy, super super easy cards. Yeah, I know he's just not feeling it. So, um, I love the winter florals on my set. Yeah, new set, new little background. I always have a hard time deciding what color theme, and I don't know why this stresses me out more than making a card. Um, so yes, sincere congratulations to the entire Brutus Monroe team. Extremely honored to actually be asked just to do a special celebrate live for you guys this evening. We're gonna do some really easy cards. I do want to remind you all, everything I'm using this evening was given to Walter and I for free as design team members. And I get a slight kickback if you use my affiliate link. If you scroll all the way to the top of the comments, I put a couple different links at the top of the comments, very, very top. One of them is a link to go purchase a ticket for this weekend's Celebrate, and I believe it's on Saturday. Let me see if it said here on the internet. I think it's this Saturday. I can't remember the time. I want to say 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. $50 a ticket. You can attend virtually or in person. So if you are local and you want to attend in person, it's $50 a ticket. You're getting a $100 VIP goodie bag. From what I've been told, I've not attended in the past. The goodie bag is worth the $50. Just saying. So I've heard it's really cool stuff. They put together a really cool package. So I'm checking my schedule before I purchase my ticket virtually. I won't be able to attend in person, and so I'm just excited to celebrate with the team. And then the other two links that I put up there is my affiliate link. If you want to purchase anything this evening, feel free to use my affiliate link. I get a little kickback, no cost to you. Last one I put in there is I recently, yesterday was it or day before, did the YouTube Hop for National Disabilities Awareness. And it's a blind challenge that a bunch of crafters did, and we made cards blind. I used this set that I'm using tonight to do that blind challenge, and I'll show you the cards. So feel free to hit that link and go check out the video. I think I did a pretty good job, to be honest. Never done it before. So kind of excited to premiere that. So let's go down to the tabletop cam. Let's show you the product I'm going to use. And I have two cards planned for you tonight. And as I was prepping, I came up with another idea of one of the scraps that we're going to end up with. So we're going to try to squeeze in three. Since Walter's not here, we'll try to get three in for you this evening. And I'll show you the other two that I made on the blind challenge. All right. Welcome, everybody. If I've missed everybody while I was chatting. So let's go down to the tabletop and show you the product for the evening. No bundle tonight. Everything's separate. So we've got no bundle. That way, if you already have some of these products, you don't feel obligated to get that whole bundle. All right. Hello, Pam. Yes, Brandon is affirming the goodie bag is worth it, and that's what I've been told. All right, we're going to use the Celebrate Flowers stamp set, and I'm going to be very honest. This is one of my favorite stamp sets, and it's actually one of the it's the first class I went to for Brutus Monroe in person. For I think this was from the spring fling, I think, or something. But I love this stamp set. I love it because it comes with you can get coordinating stencils to color it, which I'm using tonight to show you. It is easy peasy to watercolor, and it fills up. It's a good size. I mean, it fills up an A2 size front, right? Which you'll see tonight. So I love this, and it's got two sentiments that we can use over and over and over. Celebrate and thank you. This did come with a coordinating die set when I took the class. I looked online. The coordinating die set does not look available anymore, but the stencils are. All right. So if you want to start out simple and do this with the stencils and do some easy coloring, have at it. It's kind of fun. I love this stamp set. One of my faves, and I love my florals. Coordinating die set, and then we're going to use the coordinating stencils, and the stencils and the stamp are up on the website. Then I am going to use, this is the ornamental snowflake mask. So it's a little different type of stencil. You're going to just get the fine lines of this. And I've used this in two ways just to show you two different products because it's very, very subtle when I use this with the glitter glaze, but it's more prominent when I use this with like a chroma glaze, which I'm going to show you both tonight so you can kind of see the difference. This is a really good one for using like texture paste and those types. You can use sand paste through this, different types of products, but you're going to get a fine line reveal. Remember, underneath this is when I reveal this, I'm just going to get these fine lines left, right? So I'm going to use that. Then I'm using teal chroma glaze and the unlimited from the recent collection of I think it was the popular collection or whatever it was called, unlimited glitter glaze. And my second favorite paper pad of the entire year, Poppy Garden. So this has got that vintage vibe. This is such pretty paper, and I believe this was the paper pad of the month. I'm not sure if it's still available. Absolutely gorgeous paper pad. And so we're gonna mix up some paper pad in here. Okay. All right. Let's just get started. Yeah, thank you, Luann. That was a fun challenge. I think it's fun to watch too, don't you think? Um, all right, let me show you the two cards we're going to make this evening. This is the first card. I've got my paper pad. We've used some of that unlimited glitter through the stencil. Then I've got the just a little banner that I made with the teal chroma glaze, and then my stenciled floral. Then on this one, I took the paper pad, die cut out the floral, and then inlaid this in the paper. So this is all flat. This is not elevated on dimensionals. This is all flat, inlaid into my paper. Super easy technique. I did this technique because when I took the class, this was one of the techniques. I just thought, how appropriate, my first class, celebration, this celebration. So I thought, let's just go back to the basics of what I learned with this one. And so I kind of did the repeat for you this evening. So if you did not take the class, you're going to learn this tonight. Let me show you the two, before we get started, I'm going to show you the two cards on my blind challenge that I did. And I'm actually really proud of these. I promise you, I did these completely blind. Go watch the video. Link is at the top. So this was the first one I made. And so it was meant to be this direction. I ended up putting the celebrate on upside down, but the way it's done, it can actually go either way. Got a little crooked here, but all this was done blind, except the ephemera and the celebrate was made pre. We were allowed to do that. So, but all the stamping and ink blending and masking and stuff was done blind. Okay. Then this was the second one I made. Easy, just ink swiping in a checked pattern. Put my stamp on there, glued this down, and then got my thank you on there as well. So I feel pretty proud of these on my first blind challenge. I thought I did pretty good. So, all right, let's get started. We're gonna I'm gonna show you, and I don't think I pre-cut one out. That's okay. We'll cut one out. I want to show you what I did with the paper. And I'm just gonna grab more of a light colored one so we can kind of see it. And what I did is I cut this down to a full-size card base. Okay, and I just did 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 for a full panel card base. Then I just took in the corners, I just took the ornamental snowflake mask, just laid it in the corner. I'm not just randomly, right? I'm not like going certain, like I just put it in there just to get something in the corners. Then I took my unlimited glitter glaze You swatched the glitter and chroma glazes last night, Sandy. All of them? Like you did all the ones that you have, or just like the certain ones? What did you do? All the links go to the flower stamp. Oh, okay. Um, did I not copy them right? Hang on, stand by. Let me see if I can pull them up. I don't see Penny in the wings here this evening, so I will play Penny in the wings as well. And I'm going to see if I can't pull these up to give you the links to all of this. Let's try the video one. See if I can copy this and throw this over here for you. So this one here should be the video one. Okay. The collab link, as long as it brings you to the flower on the collab link, Amanda, and then you add to your cart, it's fine. The minute you close out it and come back, it won't do the collab part of it. But anyway, as long as you start shopping and use that collab link and it goes straight to the floral, that is totally fine. It just gets you to the store, essentially, right? And then what's the other one I threw up there for you? I threw that one, I threw the video, and then I threw the let me just take you to the events page. This one here should be for the events page. Okay. Hopefully those work. All right. Okay, so I just took my little mask, threw it in the corner, and took that unlimited glaze. I love this color. This is probably like in my top 5 of the glitter glazes right now, just because of the color. Very rich. And I'm not worried about going like up around to the edges. And let me squeeze in here for you. So I'm not worried about getting right up to the edge, like following that pattern. I'm just kind of smeared in it because it's so light anyway. It's not super prominent. I'm just getting a little texture, a little pattern onto it, and then peel that up. And you can see it's not definite. It's just giving me a little something in the background. And then I just did the same thing in the opposite corner. And I did this twice on 2 different pattern paper from that Poppy Garden. And then just lift that up. And you can see a little bit of pattern. The more cleaner you are, the more that pattern will show. This will be more prominent when we do the teal. Okay. And we're not going to waste that, of course not. I scrape up every little bit I can because I feel like this stuff gets pricey. I'm not going to waste it on and wipe that up off of my glass mat. Are you kidding me? Zoom out just a little bit. All right, let me just wipe this off. So I don't get glitter on every single thing here. All right, so I did this twice. When I'm done, I get 2 that are going to look like this. And I just did 2 different colors. I did a pink one for my sample. And you just get a little texture in there and a little something, something, right? So I'm going to set this one aside to dry. And let's just stamp out these flowers. And show you the stencils. I like this one because the stencils are so easy too. If you're not one that doesn't do a lot of stencils and like has a hard time lining things up, this is a great one to start with because it's a simple pattern, very larger floral, larger leaves and things to it, so it's much easier to line up. And it looks like I'm missing one. I'm sure I threw it somewhere where I shouldn't have. One of my stencils. All right, I'm gonna do 2, so I'm just gonna do one and flip and then do the other one. I just stamped these in Raven. If you want to emboss these, you could. I would suggest, though, it might be hard to do emboss the stencils. Emboss in watercolor would be great. Or do a light ink, stencil them, keep this in the same position, and keep your paper the same size. So when you reposition it, it's the same. And then you can emboss afterwards if you wanted to emboss it. In my head, I'm debating on embossing this last idea that I had as I was prepping for the evening. How's everyone doing tonight? I have been traveling the last couple weeks a ton. Came back to Minnesota. This is my first winter back in 4 years, and I get back and it's like -12, and I thought I was gonna die. No, it's in my blood, but oof, did I adjust to not having winters and below zero. And then I was flying yesterday, got back at about midnight. We landed. It was what was it? 1 degrees and like -12. It felt like -12 with wind chill and taking things off the airplane last night. I was, oh my God. Seriously. Wonder if I left enough room to flip that. Let's see. Hopefully I did. I might be able to squeeze that in there and still be able to die cut it. Oh, I got you, Sandy. I was like, holy man, you got all of them now? Dang. I know they have the swatch dots for like the embossing powders and things like that for sure. I knew that. All right. Let's stencil these. I'm gonna just give this a little blast just to get that, make sure that raven is dry so I don't smear it. I keep what I do like to do sometimes is I keep it in the same position. I'm not gonna die cut this out till after I color, in case I just want to restamp to brighten that back up. Anybody buy their ticket for the anniversary party yet? Prior to this evening? Or has anybody been to the last year was the 10. Obviously last year was like a big one, right? For 10 years. Um all right, I have this one and then I'm missing one. And I know I said it somewhere. The heck did I do with it? When in doubt, check the floor, but I don't. Oh, here it is. I knew I set it over somewhere. Okay. Let's just start with our floral. And there's an etched side and a non-etched side, and I usually do etched side up, which is going to be like so. Oop, nope, it's etched side. Yeah, etched side up. Like so. And I'm going to go pink and yellows, I think, on these. I got some new inks, and I know they're crazy juicy. I figured you had Luann for sure. uh, yeah, Sealy, I know that they've had some issues getting some things out, like stamps and stuff, because of weather and things. But you will. I promise you will. I know Heather sent everybody a message on some stamps and Walter and I on some other stuff today, and I do know things are going out. It's a goodie bag, so you don't necessarily need it to craft along. Pardon me. You don't need it to craft along with for the party. All right. You can, when you got a solid open stencil like this, you can do kind of a darker in the middle and then blend out light. You can go darker on the edges and bring in, whichever you prefer. I tend to like the darker in the middle and blend out. So I just start really, really light and work in that center first. Get some color down on that center and then bring it out. And then on the one edge, the underside edge, I go a little darker around the edge when I do these. So, and you'll see like this one, I'll get that pink in there. And then on that bottom, I'll just go a little darker along that bottom to shadow that. And then on this bottom edge, I'm going to throw a little bit right on this bottom, just to give it that appearance of some shadow. You can go super light on these. You don't even have to go heavy. This one's a fun one to watercolor. I know I've said that before, but I had to throw it in there again. I love watercoloring this one with and embossing it and then watercoloring it. So go a little darker on this one. Super easy layering kind of stencil. Okay. I'm going to just do both flowers while I'm at it. A little alcohol so it dries quicker. Wipe off that stencil. And we're going to repeat, and then I'm going to do a yellow on this one. You know, I was thinking about the party and this celebrate live for this evening. And, you know, this was my first year on Brutus Monroe's team. And I have to say, I have been quite impressed with the products. The different types of products that they come out it just blows my mind. I mean, like he just did the strips here this week and sparkle strips and his foilable panels and I've just been so impressed with the different types of products. And if you've never been on site, and if you don't know this, I'm going to tell you tonight. I did not know this till I went to that first class that they make these glitter glazes, these chroma glazes, the sprays, the stamp cleaners, all that's made on site. Embossing powders. This is all made on site. And it just it just blows my mind that they're doing this in the basement of their building and putting this stuff out. And I only tell you because, you know, as they're celebrating 11 years, it's like when you get a card, right? This handmade card that just it makes you appreciate the product. It makes you appreciate the card. I mean, all this is handmade, hand piped into these containers, right? I've seen it. It's a huge, it looks like an oversized frosting bag. Um, I just was completely blown away. And I think it just makes you appreciate that kind of stuff more. You know, when you know that, you know. All right. I'm going to do a green and a darker green for leaves, and then on one I want to do like a tealy and a brown for leaves. So I'm gonna just grab another different color green here. I thought I'd grabbed a darker one. Maybe I didn't. Um, didn't. All right, we'll just grab this one. Doesn't matter which one you do first because it's just one side or the other side of what you're doing. So find which direction I'm going here. Oh, no, this one and this one. Once you find it, it kind of just pops right into it. It's there. Once you get it in the right spot. I agree, Kate. I completely agree. And I will tell you, I have asked Christopher when I was there, why? Why is he doing all this when he can just have it manufactured? And his thought process was whether he had kids or his, you know, now he's got the beautiful nephew, right? He wanted products that were going to be safe for kids and anybody to use. And so the products that go into this are all kid-friendly, safe, toxic safe. And so he just started doing it on his own, just because he wanted these safe products. And it was some of it was COVID. Like he wasn't getting some of these products during COVID, and then he had to change gears to if he was going to continue to do that. Okay, I think I'm just going to use this color one time. I can appreciate the fact that, like, his answer was sincere, and his answer was there's I'm not going to just do this just to start making my own and make more profit, versus there was an actual intent and purpose behind it, which in the end was just to make things as safe as possible for everybody and solve a problem of manufacturing during COVID, which I think he's done really well with his in-house stencils. I mean, his stencils these are all made in-house. All these stencils are cut in-house. There's not many that are doing that right now, I can tell you that. I'm using a couple different shades just to kind of vary this up a little bit. Have fun with it. Right? And this is the one I wanted to do. Oh shoot, I was going to do that one. Let's just do. Then I'm not going to do brown. I'm going to bring this teal in, and I want to do the teal with the. I think I want to do the teal with the pink. Pop that right in its spot. So since we're just talking celebration, 11 years, different things, what is your guys' favorite product that you got this year at Brutus Monroe? I'm trying to think of what mine is now that I asked the question. Um, I'm really liking the glitter glazes. Um, if I have to pick like my favorite, um, oh my gosh, I'm just trying to think of what's behind me in the drawer even, um, to answer that. I feel like, let me look really quick because I know I have, I can tell you what I would probably say one of my favorites was, let's see, where is it? I love this one, Mother's Bouquet. And then I gotta find the name of it. It's the coffee cup one. I think I just passed it. This was one of my favorites too, which was the orange spice stencils. I've invested into a lot of the stencils on purpose, trying to do more backgrounds and different things. Kate paper. Oh, squeaky clean and ocean scent. Okay. I'm gonna, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with Kate too. Paper. There was this one I'm using tonight is actually in my top. And then there was the my favorite, I will tell you. Stand by, because we grab it. And then I'm gonna tell you what's been the most challenging for me. With Brutus Monroe products, and in a good way. This is my all-time favorite, Sweet Friend, vintage. Oh my gosh, I bought like 3 packs of it. So Sweet Friend, and then this Holly Garden are my 2 top favorite paper pads. Spring Awakening is one of my faves. Okay, agree, Sandy. Loving the stencils. My most challenging has been the creative cards, and not because they're bad and they're hard to work with, because I've never worked a lot with them in the past, and so my challenge has been what do I do with them? And I've had to force myself, thanks to Shalana, one of our design team members. She does some amazing stuff with those. And so I've tried to like case her cards and different things to get inspiration and things on what to do with them. Oh, espresso paste. Yeah, that all that coffee stuff. That coffee stuff was my favorite. I wish I should. I'm gonna go back. I need to go back and buy that coffee stain stencil. Find the beginning of my washi here. There we go. All right, this is the die that I could not find. I don't think it's available anymore. I think this was just exclusive to the class. I did not see any SVGs for this. So, oh, actually, before I do this, I want to go back and restamp just to brighten it up a little. It kind of mutes down from ink blending, so I just want to give it a little, just a little brighten back up. It makes it pop a little bit more by doing this and defines it back again. Okay, Sandy says she's addicted to the washi, but I'm going to tell you, the creative cards and the washi were the two most challenging things for me this year on what to do with them and finding inspiration of what to do with them. And not in a bad way, just kind of pushing that creative envelope of like, okay, cool product. Now, what do I do with it? How do I do this? Hey, Christy, welcome. Our friend Walter is sick this evening. Poor guy. Yeah, see, I like that one last little layer, and it pops it back. It because when you blend, it mutes it down that black. Die cut these out. Panels are super easy on the background, so, and I'll show you the banner one. I've got one dry, so we'll put that. We'll show you that quick. I'm just gonna go behind me and cut this out. Any of you ever purposely buy a product where you're like, oh, I don't know what to do with that, but I like it and I should try it, and like force yourself to buy something that maybe you feel is going to be a challenge? I mean, I don't a lot of times do that. I get stuck in my rut, I guess. I don't know. We should convince Christopher to make if we're not going to get dies for these, we need SVGs for these. If he's watching, Mr. Christopher, we need SVGs for this beautiful stamp set. If we're not going to get dies back. Raise of hands. Who did Black Friday sales? I did Black Friday sales for Brutus Monroe, and I got naughty, and I did. I bought myself a new die cutting machine. I also bought some dies and different things from other places. I spent a little too much money, but oh my gosh, there were some good sales, so I had to. Okay, now I'm going to take, before I put the die away, I'm going to grab my card bases that I pre-made. All right, so here's what I do. Now take that die that we just used. If you're going to get an SVG and cut that file out, you would place this in there to cut that. Or you could just fussy cut this and then lay this down and trace and then cut this out. Okay, you still could do this without this. Just be creative. Just be creative with it. All right, I need this to lay this way, so I want to die cut like this. Right, when you die cut this, you want to go out off the sides. I want this cut in half. On purpose, yes. Not, well, I mean, accident, and then you can make something with it too. But on purpose, we're cutting this in half. right. So there's one. Don't throw this. This is what I might try to make one more quick card out of if we have time. I'm at a half an hour, so we have time. Okay. Let's just assemble this one. You're going to take a 5.5 by 4.25 base that you just use. I just use basic white. So 4.25 by my 5.5. Okay. Now you're just going to glue these. You're going to take one and glue one corner in first. Okay. Yeah, Sandy's little comment is because her and Colette got me hooked on. So one of the things I bought was a whole new set of inks. I've been using the same inks since the day I started doing cards, and it was time for me to try a different brand. Out of boredom and out of I wanted to try some new things. And so I bought a whole new mini set, which I'm using this evening. As we know, those aren't cheap. But I did the whole, got to have the whole set syndrome. Because by the time I got all the colors I wanted, I it was up to the price of pretty much the almost the price of the package. So I just went and got the package. All right, now I'm gonna relook at these because I think I'm gonna do the pink with this one just to match this a little bit more. So we're gonna put this aside. We'll go yellow with this one. Now what you do is just puzzle this in. So we're just gonna puzzle that like so. I needed one piece, and I bet you I didn't keep it. Betcha I didn't keep it, did I? Let's just hope it's in my die. Oh, it is. There's one little piece that cuts out that center that you want to keep to inlay off of the paper pad. There we go. All right, we're going to glue this piece down. It's just puzzle piecing together, and it's the easiest shape to puzzle piece. My Crafty Adventures, new sub, well, welcome. Thank you so much. My Crafty Adventures, what's your first name? If you care to share, welcome. We're very happy to have you. My partner in crime, Walter, is sick this evening, so usually for Men of Monroe, it's me and Mr. Walter. Puzzle that in. Now take this little piece from the paper pad, and you're going to puzzle it into there. But I don't think that's the piece. That's the piece, but that's white. Oh, here it goes. It goes this way. And it's tiny. But you don't want that little gap, right? Because that's where the paper pad should be popping through in that little piece right there. Okay? Then you're just going to puzzle in the other side. Easy. Nice inlay kind of effect. Gives it a little bit more of a custom kind of feel. And just another fun way to do a card, right? Honest, I mean, Mr. Jim, welcome, my friend. I'm just gonna trim off a little bit of this. I could probably use my trimmer, but we're gonna go hands free here. And because I did full card size, I'm cutting off the overhang. All right, that's the base itself, right? And then we just would add the sentiment, which I will do here at the end if we got time. Okay, so now for the other one, I need to do, grab another piece of my card base. I don't think this is the one. Let me check. Is this the one? Yes, it is. Okay, here's what you need to do to create this banner, okay? I am going to measure. I measure 1.5 inches down from each corner. So 1.5 inches. And then I do 1.5 inches this way, 1.5 inches. And then opposite corner, I'm going to do the same. So I'm going to do 1.5 inches and 1.5 inches. You don't need to draw a line. If you want to connect these lines, you can. I just connect the dots with my paper trimmer. So here, see if you can see the dots. Maybe not. You can see my dot there, and then dot here and dot here. I'm going to connect those dots and cut off a little banner piece. So dot to dot, cut. Dot to dot, cut. And now this becomes my little banner that we're going to go across with. I just wanted to add some texture to this, and not necessarily ink blending. I just wanted something to pop through the glaze and to pop through where the stencil is in no particular pattern. I just wanted some texture to this. So all I did is the same technique I did with the blind challenge one. Bada bing. I did a pink and a green. I think I did teal, but we're going to do pink and green this evening. So this is super juicy because it's new. So I'm going to go light, but I just swipe across just to get some pattern in the background. Okay. And then I'm just going to go opposite and swipe any color you want. You could ink blend this. You don't even have to. If you just want that nice white to pop through, then don't do anything on this. And then just use your stencil with the chroma glaze. All right, let me grab my stencil. I laid it over so I wouldn't forget where I laid it over. And guess what? I forgot where I laid it over. And it's super thin, and I didn't want to like ruin it. Let's see. You always got to check the floor too, right? Let's see. What the heck did I do with it? Stand by, my friends. I had it sitting out. Well, shucky darn. My apologies. Oh, thank you, my crafty adventure. I appreciate that. I love working. I love working with Desiree. She's just the sweetest. Like, no care in the world. Just do what you want with my product, and she's just the best. Well, my gosh, I can't find my stencil, and I don't want to grab a different one because I wanted to show you this one with the chroma glaze. All right, where'd I set it? Shoot. It usually falls in a drawer half the time. All right, I'm gonna grab a different one, but you get the idea. But tonight, because you're gonna see the result anyway. I'm just gonna use this one. You're gonna see the result because I have one pre-made of what this looks like with that chroma glaze with the teal. Jim, no, that was the other day. But the link for that is in the. If you scroll in the chat, I put the link for that because that stamp set is the same stamp set I'm using tonight. And so yeah, that was really crazy fun. I've never done something like that, and so blessed that Tracy Not afraid of color. Tracy Fear, not afraid of color, asked me to participate. All right, teal. Imagine I've got that ornamental snowflake mask. I'm looking one last time on my desk. How ridiculous is that? How can we lose stuff when we just use it? And I'll show you what it looks like because I have a pre-made one. But anyway, this is same technique that I did. And it didn't fit, so then I just pieced it over at the end with the ornamental one as well. And then if I have a little mistake, I cover it up with the overlay anyway. Okay, this is what I did. You can kind of see you got that color popping through. And now this is what it looks like with the ornamental snowflake mask. Let me clean up here. What did I miss? Amanda Shawn has a video on his Man I Made Tube of a channel. He goes over different Brutus Monroe paste. I do. It'll tell you the difference between them. It'll also tell you the different finishes because some dry shiny, some dry matte, some dry clear, and I show you on white and black paper what the difference is because they will look different. None of these will show up on black paper, FYI. Some of the glitters will, some will not. So, yeah, if you find that on my channel, it's over there. Okay, then this is what it looks like with the ornamental snowflake one. Okay, and I used a glaze, super shiny finish on this. And all I did, okay, here's the other piece that I made with the glitter in the corners, right? I just glued this down. I didn't inlay this. I just glued this down. It just made it easy. Corner to corner. And it matches because I used the same size when I measured this out. This one, I did pop up on dimensionals. I've done a funny story. I have done that. I have been talking on the phone with people going, I can't find my phone. Like, where's my phone? Now I will be full on admit there were some cocktails involved at that moment in time when I did that, but I've done the same thing. I was just telling that story, I think over Thanksgiving actually too. That's so funny. And again, do any stencil you want, do any colored glaze you want. You could just ink blend or like do that pattern and then re-ink blend and not do the glaze. Options with this. It's just as I'm just using certain products, right? And these can be done with any different products that you want. And I have 10 minutes, you guys. I might go a tiny bit over. If you don't mind, because I think sentiments are sentiments are sentiments, I will re-show you the original cards and with the sentiments and what they look like embossed. I'll skip sentiments this evening so I can try to squeeze in this third card. I want to see, I have this idea of using the scraps. I wanted to see if we can make it work. We'll get one more card in here rather than squeeze on sentiments. Unless you want me to do the sentiments, I will. Okay, this one, all I did was I just took and laid this over the banner. Now there's a spot on here, right here, where I tried to connect because I had to do the stencil on this side and then the stencil on this side. I just make sure that I cover that up and nobody's going to know any different. So I am just going to get this a little slightly offset off that banner. And that's that one. Okay, so we have this one, and we've got, let's see if I can squeeze in one more in here for you. I'm going to set this over here. I want to squeeze in one more. What I want to do is, let me get a card base. I am going to use a perfect blend cardstock. Okay. Pre-cut. So I want to cut this down just slightly. to my second favorite size, which is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. I'm going to try to rush through this one. Okay. While I have my cutter out, I'm going to grab my paper, my beautiful Poppy Garden paper. And, oh, you know what? I have an extra one. It's wet. Screw it. It's wet. So I'm going to pick, Ooh, that one's got a lot of, that one's kind of rich. I like that. Haven't used this one yet either. I'm going to zoom out so you guys can kind of see me. You all got to tell me, remind me of this stuff. Okay, I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to cut this to a full-size card panel. So I'm going to stay in orientation. So I'm going to go 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, idea here is that. And we're going to go down just a little bit. We're going to go down to 5 and 3 3/4. Okay. Now I'm just going to take this one and let me just wipe this off so I don't get black on this when I set this down. I want to keep this relatively even. So what my goal here is to use that die cut out, the piece, this is that piece that I cut out to put inlay with, right? If you remember. And so, oh, that'll look pretty too. Or the pink, but that's that backwards. Okay, sorry. Squirrel. And all I want to do is keep this even. So I'm going to go corner and corner, and then we're going to overlay in the middle. Okay. And I'm going to flip this. Like so. I'm going to kind of get it so it kind of wraps that corner. And what I want to do here is pick any color you want. Do you want black? Do you want different colors? I'm going to kind of pick off of my paper. I'm going to do a yellow, I think, and then I think I'm going to do I wonder if that teal. I had a darker green out too. Hang on. Actually, we're going to go brown. I'm just going to go brown. Okay. We're going to ink this up and we're going to stamp these in brown. And I'm keeping this simple. Now, when you do this, I could colored pencil this. We could, I could have did some mixed media on the back. So I could have used some chroma sprays, chroma mists. I might actually spray a little bit of ornamental gold over this when we're done. All right. Here's the thing I like about doing corners and keeping things symmetrical. I'm going to flip it and keep it the same. And I just get opposite corners. I literally was like prepping and stuff tonight, and then I was like, that die cut, I can't waste that die cut. I kept my last one from my prepped cards, just because I was like, I'll use it at some point. But then tonight I'm like, we got to show how to use that. Okay, this is it. I'm gonna actually do two things. I'm gonna splatter this with some gold, like so. Let's go some rich, bright gold on this one. Now I'm gonna get messy. All right, hang with me because we're gonna get this one. This was gonna be a quick one too. Ooh, I like. I like brown. I like the browns. And then I'm going to give this just a little bit of shimmer. So let's get out some ornamental gold, just a little bit. Grab this one. Now, if I would have planned this, you'll see what I'm going to get to here in a second. If I'm going to plan this, this is, I should have had the die in place on where I cut this, so it would be easier to stamp versus you're going to see me try to line this up, which is fine. It would have been just easier to have it lined up, placed it where I was stamped, because then I could have just inlaid it where I cut, if that makes sense. Hope that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to take my brown, and I just want to edge this just a tweak. This is what I like to do, because I always, you guys know me already. I don't like to throw scraps away. I got to use as much as I can. Again, I paid for it. I'm not going to throw it in the garbage kind of guy. Um, so that die cut, I'm just like, I can't throw it. It's usable. It's got a floral shape. Plus, I'm going to stamp over it, put the floral back on it. So that would look good just stamping the sentiment, like stamp the sentiment on it, wouldn't it? Like that would look really good with just the stamp sentiment on it. Um, the the little tin of metallics is a non-brand little watercolor set that I bought online. But every company has these. It's just a non-brand metallics. Basic. Altenew has some beautiful ones I would like to invest in. But yeah, it's just a non-brand one. It's I just like the gold of it. All right, we're gonna take this. And let's just spritz this a little bit with some shimmer. I'm gonna set that aside to dry. I'll have to dry it some so that we can get this other piece in here. Okay, now I have to take and try to realign this. So let's just. Okay. And I'm just gonna put this on my sticky. My sticky mat isn't the stickiest. I gotta wash it. I have a little piece that got cut off because it was on the edge of the card. I'm okay with that. All right, my floral. I can see this is part of my floral. And then I'm just going to align this. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? Boo-boo, I know. Probably know how to do this, but I'm going to do it, and I'll just wash it later. Just so that it holds. Okay. I'm just going to line this up now. The best that I possibly can. If I can get it not to stick to my fingers. I'm just looking around all the edges to make sure that I've got it relatively even all the way around those edges. So it's as centered as I possibly can get it. If I'm making sense there. That's pretty darn close. Okay. Even though this is on my sticky mat, I'm just going to give this a little swipe with some anti-static. I'm going to get out my clear embossing. And we're going to emboss this on top of here. So we'll do one more. I know this is pretty inked up, brand new embossing pad, but we're going to do one more for safekeeping. All right. And we're going to get up our good old gilded. And we're going to emboss this. Has a little bit of glitter left on there because of what we put on the other piece, right? That's okay. That is okay. All right. Emboss this. This is the other thing I kind of started to do this year a little bit, was just more pattern paper, embossing images over it, stamping images over it, just trying to find those uses for the pattern paper, right? Okay. We're going to take this and let me dry that. I think it's dry, but let's just make sure. Okay. Quick assembly. This one came together quick. I think I'm at about 10 minutes with this one, so not too bad. Not too shabby. Okay. Well, I'm glad I cut that down a little bit. I like that little bit of a bigger frame with that with the poppy garden paper behind there. And we're going to pop this one up too. And I'm going to align my cut edges. I have the cut edges on this. I'm just going to align that with the edges of the paper, so it looks intentional. Because remember, I cut it off the edge, and so we've got some straight edges on here. So you can kind of see I have a little straight piece here, which would have been like this, and then I have a straight piece here. And so I'm just going to go like so. It's going to go off of my white over this because it was the size of my back base. And then add the sentiment. And remember, this set comes with 2 sentiments. Celebrate, which is what we're doing this evening for Brutus Monroe's 11-year anniversary. Congrats to the team. And then thank you. So 2 great sentiments that you will use over and over and over and over again. And the font is nice. I like the font of them too. A little bit more blocky, but not too blocky, with just a little softness, roundness to them. So it's not super fine and scripty. And I'll show you the sentiments here on the pre-made card so you can kind of see them. All right. Again, now I want to kind of fill this gap in here. So I'm going to just align and then align my straight edge to that little piece, to this little piece. I like that. So if you think about it, these cards tonight kind of have that opposites kind of feel, right? Because I've got one that's inlaid and then cut out and opposite of this. Then I've got one that's like laying on top, but it's opposite, and then this is kind of opposites attract, kind of printed, stamped, and then an overlay. So I've got kind of opposites kind of thing going on. Hey, Penny. So let me just zoom in of this one. So this is our 3rd bonus card. This is what your thank you sentiment looks like. I cut it apart on this one. On these, when you die cut, when you stamp it, it looks together. When you die cut it, it cuts it separate. So, but it stamps together. It stamps in a straight line. And then your celebrate looks like this. Okay, I just did do your sentiments this evening. So this was my bonus card. Get it so you can kind of see the embossing on that. Okay. This was the inlay card where we cut that out, and I used this cutout for this. That makes sense now. Okay. And then the other one, where'd that go? I have just lost everything this evening, haven't I? I had another blue one like that. I need a little basket where I need to use these little baskets and then just set stuff in there to come back to. Oh, here it is. Behind me. So then this was my sample one. This is the one we made this evening. Okay. And then again, these are the cards that I made in the blind challenge using that same sentiment or same card. So you can see the stamp in the corner. Well, look at that. Same concept, right? Just slightly different. So, all right, there you have it. Let me go up to face cam here for you all. Get that to pop on. All right, there you have it. We knocked out 3 cards to sell. We should have tried to do 11 cards. That's what we should have done, 11 for 11, but it would have never been in an hour. Thank you guys so much for hanging with me. Appreciate you all. Walter hopefully will be back and healthy with us next week. Don't forget, 11-year anniversary party this weekend. I put the link in the chat if Penny wants to pop it in quick if she has a second. $50. You can attend virtually or in person. You do get $100 value. Brandon even backed me up tonight and said that it is a really cool package. It's worth the product. I'm going to be there probably virtually. So I should be there as well. So it's 11-year anniversary. So congratulations to the entire team. They've done a phenomenal job. I will tell you, they've kicked out some kick butt product for us to use as design team members this year. So they're working hard and they're a small team. I want you guys to realize this is a team of like 10 people or less that are making these products. They're cutting the stencils, they're shipping stuff, they're doing lives, we're doing lives. So they're working hard. So let's give them some love. And then the everything that we used is not a bundle this evening. It is on, if you click at the banner at the top of Brutus Monroe where it says making it Monday and Men of Monroe Thursdays, it'll bring you to everything I use this evening. That if you want to purchase things separately, if you already have some of the product. And then I did put my affiliate link at the very top of the chat. So you have to scroll up and find the affiliate link. So you guys, thank you so much. I hope to see you all there on Saturday virtually, in the chat. And until next time, I'll see you next Thursday with Walter.